From Guarded to Networked, a teacher's journey through EC&I 831. There was a time when I treated the internet like a live wire. Useful, yes, but dangerous to touch for too long. In those early teaching years, I posted cautiously, deleted often, and feared that one wrong word might follow me forever. Social media, to me, was a double-edged sword. The same tool that helped me lose 50 pounds and find mentors in rural isolation also made me second-guess every caption and every comment. But this story isn't just about fear. It's about transformation. Chapter 1. The Scroll and the Silence. It began, fittingly, in a quiet hallway. When I was a student, those hallways were loud, filled with laughter, whispered gossip, and the rhythmic slam of locker doors. But as a teacher, I walked through a new kind of silence. Heads down, screens glowing, a digital hush that replaced the human noise I once knew. When Saskatchewan's cell phone ban reached our school, I became part of the team that had to make it work. Phones in pockets, or don't bring them at all, I told my students, channeling more confidence than I felt. Predictably, they groaned. One muttered, "My mom says this rule is stupid." And for a moment, I wondered if she might be right. But over the weeks, something shifted. The laughter came back. Students started playing again, talking again. I realized this policy wasn't about control. It was about reclaiming presence. EC&I 831 helped me name that lesson later. Technology isn't the enemy. It's the imbalance that hurts us. Boundaries are not anti-tech. They're pro-learning. Chapter 2. The Language of Memes. If you've taught middle school, you know the chaos a single inside joke can unleash. Say 6-7 in my grade 6 room and you'll hear a chorus of laughter echoing a meme that I barely understand. At first, I tried to tune it out, but one day curiosity won. "What does that mean?" I asked. A student grinned. "It's just Italian brain rot, Miss Schwaga." Whatever that meant. That night, I fell down a rabbit hole of TikToks, reels, and inside jokes that made no sense to me, but perfect sense to them. That's when I stumbled across the concept of participatory culture in our course readings. It clicked instantly. This chaos was culture. Memes, videos, trends, they were how my students shared meaning. So I stopped fighting it and started teaching through it. I created a cultural time capsule assignment. Students collected memes that defined their generation and reflected on what they meant. The results floored me. Most of them admitted the memes weren't funny. They just played along to fit in. That honesty opened the door for deep conversations about belonging, identity, and digital influence. I realized I didn't have to speak their language perfectly. I just had to be willing to listen to it. Chapter 3. The Art of Sharing. During one of Alan's sessions in EC&I 31, he said something that stuck with me. Knowledge grows when it's shared. I thought back to my internship in 2021. I was drowning in lesson plans, buried under stacks of marking, convinced that good teachers made everything from scratch. My cooperating teacher finally asked, "Jess, have you asked for help?" I hadn't. She handed me her entire Science 6 unit binder and smiled. "You don't need to reinvent the wheel," she said. "You just need to steer it." That was the first time I understood the power of open sharing. EC&I 831 took that spark and turned it into conviction. Through readings like Larry Lessig's Laws That Show Creativity and discussions on open educational resources, I saw how restrictive systems can silence creativity and how open ones can set it free. I explored Khan Academy, reviewed its strengths, and dreamed about what Saskatchewan-based OERs could look like. Then the truth hit me. We already have what we need. We just need to share it. Chapter 4. Everything is a Remix. When we watched Everything is a Remix, I couldn't help but nod. Kirby Ferguson's words, "All creation is a remix," felt like he was describing teaching itself. Copy, transform, combined. That's what we do every day. I thought of my colleague and me teaching the same grade 6 unit, using the same outline, but ending up with completely different classrooms shaped by personality, timing, and the needs in front of us. Copying didn't make us unoriginal, it made us connected. I saw it again when my grade 9s decided to start a cheer team from scratch. They had no routines, no cheers, no idea where to start. So they turned to ChatGPT, feeding it our school name, mascot, team colors. Within minutes, they had the bones of a chant. The rest, rhythm, choreography, and spirit, was all them. That moment defined my new perspective. Authenticity isn't isolation, it's participation. Chapter 5, The AI Songwriter. Then came my big experiment, Suno AI. Music was the passion that got away from me. I'd written lyrics for years, but they just sat there, silent. One evening, I opened up Suno, pasted my song Starstruck, and added a single prompt: fast tempo country rock with a blues edge. A few minutes later, I pressed play, and there it was. My words, my story, a voice better than mine, sure, but my song all the same. I laughed, I cried, and I hit replay. That night, I realized how powerful AI could be in the hands of a creator. It wasn't about replacing skill, it was about giving life to imagination. I began dreaming about how students could use this, turning poems into songs, study guides into rhymes, even anatomy terms into catchy choruses. Creativity without gatekeeping. Of course, the ethics matter, age limits, privacy, ownership, but the bigger question remains, if AI can amplify student voice, why wouldn't we use it? Chapter 6, Where I Landed. So here I am. I am no longer the teacher afraid of sharing too much, but one who believes that the best lessons are meant to travel. I've learned that education is, at its core, a remix. We borrow from mentors, remix what works, and pass it on. We guide our students not to memorize answers, but to navigate meaning critically, creatively, and responsibly. I used to think originality meant doing it all myself. Now I know it means contributing to a living network of ideas. My classroom hums with collaboration, students quoting memes, remixing lessons, and yes, maybe, writing a few songs on the way. And as for me, I'm still learning, still sharing, still remixing, because in a networked world, that's how the story keeps going. The end.